Versatile Mage. Chapter 657. Jumping into the Dark Abyss. Mo Fan's answer left Han Ji speechless. Shouldn't he be swearing a vow to bring back the good news? However, Han Ji simply let it go after a second thought. No one knew exactly what kind of danger awaited them inside the Dark Abyss. They were even uncertain if a super magician like Lu Huan was still alive inside. It was impossible to tell if they would manage to even find the ancient king. Han Ji turned around and left. His magnificent dark golden armor could not conceal how hoary and worn out he was from worrying about the city's safety. Mo Fan could not tell if his response had hurt him. Anyway, the Dark Abyss was just in front of him. The path ahead was full of unknowns. From the outside, it was simply a path leading to death. Besides, he was a fake descendant of the ancient king. He would have been torn into pieces if it weren't for the underground holy spring. "Let's go, we don't have much time," said Fang Gu. Mo Fan nodded. He was about to respond when he caught a glimpse of a skinny figure in the wind. The figure seemed to be trapped inside the chill wind, swaying like a stalk of grass that was going to be snapped in half in any second. Mo Fan took a closer look and was dumbfounded. It's Lu Ru. It seems like she could no longer hold on against the wind. "That idiot," cursed Mo Fan. His voice was still drifting in the wind when he already headed toward the girl's direction in the form of a rapid shadow. Luckily, Lu Ru was not too far away. Otherwise, the wind would have dragged her into the Dark Abyss. There was simply no way Mo Fan could save her from the vortex once she was dragged away, regardless of how capable he was. Mo Fan grabbed Lu Ru. He clearly sensed a strong force pulling Lu Ru toward the Dark Abyss. Mo Fan was sliding across the ground with her because of the force. Fang Gu, Su Xiaoluo, and Zhang Xiaoho immediately went forward and lent a hand. The four of them grabbed Lu Ru simultaneously, yet they too were being dragged toward the Dark Abyss. "Little Loach, some light please." Mo Fan simply hugged Lu Ru tighter just so the energy from the underground holy spring could encapsulate her figure too. Fortunately, Lu Ru was fairly skinny. The glow emitted by Little Loach was meant to only protect a single person. It barely surrounded Lu Ru and placed her under its protection too. The absorbing force finally disappeared. The group of four let out a relieved sigh. "Miss, are you trying to get yourself killed?" Mo Fan glared at the woman. I was just going to see you off. I didn't expect to get dragged away by the wind." Lu Ru blushed. Apart from the reason that she was telling a lie, it was also because Mo Fan was hugging her too tightly. She could barely breathe. "It's lucky that I'm not a descendant of the ancient king either. I'm also relying on the underground holy spring. Otherwise, the wind would have torn you apart. President, will you, crap, where did he go?" Mo Fan was about to ask Han Ji to bring Lu Ru back when he realized that the man was already gone. "It's impossible to send her back now. Let's go down together. If your underground holy spring can protect her from the wind, I believe she won't have any problem jumping into the Dark Abyss," said Fang Gu. Let's go," said Su Xiaoluo. Mo Fan was left with no choice, although he was quite touched by Lu Ru's intention. However, their first priority now was to survive this messy situation before he had time to think about other stuff. As they ventured deeper, the chill wind had become an enormous tornado, shrouding the place in chaos. There was no sign of undead nearby, as if they had entered a different world. The Dark Abyss would shift again before dawn, thus they had less than a night's time to resolve the danger. They did not dare to waste any more time. They initially thought they would not blink twice, as they were carrying a great burden on their shoulders. However, when they actually arrived at the edge of the Dark Abyss and glanced down into it, it felt like their hearts were about to jump out from their bodies. They were feeling extremely unpleasant, as if their organs were twisted together, their whole bodies twitching. Anyone with trypophobia would most likely faint when they saw the scene in the abyss. It was absolutely perfect to describe it as the furnace of hell. The ghastliest demons, devils, and monsters were stacked in piles, just like a landfill. Millions of cries, groans, and shrieks mixed together. The sound penetrated their souls. Their bodies were crawling with pain. Su Xiaoluo and Fang Gu were from the villages, but even they had extremely pale faces despite being used to seeing undead every day. If the imperial tomb of their ancestors was actually located under the dark abyss, what kind of sins did he commit to be able to produce such a ghastly abyss? Fang Gu, you're the eldest here, you go, said Mo Fan. I'm going to be honest. I would rather snap my neck in half than jump in there. I'm pretty sure the souls of anyone who dies here will be trapped here forever. The hatred accumulated here over thousands of years is torturing souls who have already died a horrible death. I wonder how scary and twisted the demons are down there, said Fang Gu. Jumping down with your eyes closed simply would not work. Their souls were under a strong urge to escape their flesh and flee for their lives. I'll go, Zhang Xiaohou volunteered when he saw both Fang Gu and Mo Fan being hesitant. After all, it was not his first time witnessing the scene in the dark abyss. Zhang Xiaohou felt a lot better when he stood on the edge of the furnace of hell for the second time. That being said, it was only better compared to how he felt last time. The truth was, Zhang Xiaohou could feel the monsters and zombies below him scratching his scalp. If there were a few 100,000 fewer civilians in the city, Zhang Xiaohou would even consider calling it a day and going home. He even wished that he was one of the civilians that were used as bait. The way they died was like enjoying a vacation in a hot spring compared to this. How about we jump together? Alright. Mo Fan was still hugging Lu Ru tightly. Even after taking a deep breath and jumping from the edge, he did not dare loosen his grip. Lu Ru was not a descendant of the ancient king either. She had to rely on the protection of the faint light of the underground holy spring. As Zhang Xiaohou, Fang Gu, and Su Xiaoluo dove into the dark abyss, he had no choice but to jump down, carrying Lu Ru in his arms. Mo Fan did not have time to have any lewd thoughts. It did not matter how closely he was hugging her. Meanwhile, Lu Ru was so scared that she had pretty much fainted. Countless demons were flying around in the dark abyss. They were the source of the wind surrounding the place. Each demon was unleashing a gust of wind as strong as a storm, so when the winds unleashed by over 10,000 demons combined together, one could easily imagine the fate awaiting any living creature that was caught in it. Mo Fan could no longer see anything around him. Even his thoughts had come to a pause. The chill wind was unable to tear little Locha's light barrier apart, yet the hatred it contained simply penetrated everything, bursting into his thoughts and memories. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.